I'd like to share with you some ideas about how to keep your business organized. One thing that's a really great thing to do is to have a folder for each month. On this folder, I've put catalog number 4. And then inside the folder, you put the catalog for that month. You can add the newsletter from your AC, and also the newsletter from the Allison's Pantry website that has so many great ideas on ways to build your business. Another thing that's really important to keep in that is the invoice that you receive from the truck each month, because this has all the money that you sold. It also has your commission on there, and when I'm figuring out my taxes for that month, I like to figure it out actually on the invoice so that I have that record right there for me. Another thing that I like to do when I'm keeping my records is I print out the customer list, and on that customer list has everybody's name and phone number. And I like, when I'm making my reminder phone calls, I like to keep a list of who I've talked to, who needs me to call them back, who I left a message with, and who won't be ordering that month. And then I can make sure that I don't miss any of my customers when I'm making my calls. Another important thing to keep in there is the tax report. This is how I track everybody who has come and picked up their order, and whether they paid in cash or check, so that when I go back to balance my money before at the end, when I'm putting in my bank deposit, I know how many checks I'm looking for and how much cash. And so I just highlight each person as they come to pick up their order, and beside it I write if they've paid cash or if they've paid for it with a check, if they gave me extra money, so that I can keep track of that for the next month. Another thing that's important to keep in your folder is the hard copy of everybody's order. If someone sends you an email for an order, then print that out so that if there's a discrepancy or there's a problem, you can say, oh, here's the order. Or if there's another, if someone gives you the order over the phone, I like to have a hard copy written down just in case. You just always want to keep those things. There's other things that you can do to help yourself stay organized. It's really a great idea to set a date for each thing that you want to accomplish that month. I have a date set for which day my catalogs are going to go out each month. I know my catalogs are going to go out the Monday, the week before the order goes in. And so I just set aside that date to know that that's when I need to get all my deliveries made for my catalogs. I also like to have a date set for when my newsletter is going to be completed and finished so that it's ready to go in those catalogs when people pick up their order. The third thing I like to set a date for is what day am I going to make my reminder phone calls. Then when I'm planning my week and I see I have a lot of things going on, I plan around the time that I'm going to be spending making my reminder phone calls. Staying organized like this just really helps you when you're a busy person with family and work and all those other church callings, things that we have that keep us so very busy. The last thing that I like to talk about is keeping accurate records. It's really important that you have everybody's name, address, phone number, and email if available. If you can't get a hold of somebody and you've got their order, you're going to be scrambling a little bit trying to find out what you're going to do to get them their food delivered. It's important to keep all of that information in portals. Did you know that if your computer crashes and you lose everything on your computer, you will still have all of your customer information if it's in portals? Portals is an online program. It's not just stuck on your computer. And so if there's ever a problem, you'll have that information. So I encourage you to take a few minutes extra each month to add in a few more names and phone numbers and addresses into your portals program so that you'll have everybody's names and addresses. Keeping good records is just a part of being a good business person.